Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hi everyone. Hope you're doing well. Uh, Hope you're in good health, good spirits, and hanging in there. If that's the best you can do, then all power to you. And I know for sure I go through a lot of tough times because we live in a sort of a tough world now, I think, with what's going on. But one of the things that has always helped me is my faith. I don't mean faith in God. I don't mean faith in anything but hope, really. So long as you have hope, I think we can push through quite a lot of ordeal. And one of the things that has always given me hope at the darkest of times in my life, personally for me, has been poetry. I never grew up thinking I'd ever appreciate poetry, much less write poetry. But for whatever reason, I found myself as a human being in a lot of pain, and the only thing that could help me resolve or see meaning in that pain is poetry. So I owe a tremendous amount of gratitude to poets. For today's offering, I would like to share with you a poem by the Polish American poet, and I hope every person from Poland forgives me if I do not pronounce his name correctly, but I will try my best. The American Polish poet Czesław Miłosz, and his poem is that I'd like to read to you right now is called Faith. So here goes. The word faith means when someone sees a dewdrop or a floating leaf and knows that they are because they have to be. And even if you dreamed or closed your eyes and wished the world would still be what it was, and the leaf would still be carried down the river. It means that when someone's foot is hurt by a sharp rock, he also knows that rocks are here so they can hurt our feet. Look, see the long shadow cast by the tree, and flowers and people throw shadows on the earth. What has no shadow has no strength to live. Beautiful, huh? Well, I certainly think so. I mean, it's very powerful to me. This poem stayed with me all day. I read it. I reread it in the morning because I've read it before. But sometimes you read something and you go, "Oh yeah, it's really really nice," and then you read it again just at another time when you're in another frame of mind, when you're really a different person. Because arguably each day we wake up, we're a different person altogether. But when I read it today, I was like, "Wow, this is some amazing stuff." So some of the things that stood out for me that I'd like to share with you. The last line, I'll go from bottom to top, at least initially. He says here, "What has no shadow has no strength to live. What has no shadow has no strength to live." And each of us has a shadow part, the dark side. And most of us live a life where we do not embrace that dark side. And some of you who have been following some episodes with me that I'm very grateful for, thank you for your company. But some of you will know I've talked quite a bit about the dark side or the shadow self, the unknown. And this is just another reminder that our strength doesn't lie in not looking into the darkness, but being in it. And sadly, we live a life where we do anything but that. But as the poet says, what has no shadow has no strength to live. And if we want to live, then we need to embrace that shadow side. Um, the highlight for me for today by reading this poem today comes from the third line, where the poet says, uh, I'll start from the beginning. The word faith means when someone sees a dewdrop or a floating leaf and knows that they are because they have to be. I mean, that was ringing in my head all day, all day. And knows that they are because they have to be. We are who we are, not because we choose to be, not because we want to be, but because we have to be. So, what is it in your life? What part of you just has to be, regardless of your wants, your desire, your expectation, your tribal expectation, your social expectation? I don't care what other people want. Oh, I actually don't even care. This poem makes me think that I actually don't care what you think of yourself, or if I flip that around to me, I don't care what I think of myself. I don't care what construction I've come up with an image that I portray. That's irrelevant. What is most important here is they are because they have to be. Who do you have to be, regardless of your wanting? I think there's a lot of truth there. So we may be doctors, we may be lawyers, but maybe there's or engineers or teachers, maybe there's a part of us that isn't being expressed. And for me, that question, what do I have to be? What is necessary for me to be? And what am I willing to go through all the pain and struggle in the world in order to be? I think there's a lot. I said there's a lot of things in that, and this is just one line in a poem. I mean, it just says they are because they have to be, and it was ringing in my head all day. I'd go back and I'd read it. I'd go back and I'd read it, and yeah, it's just beautiful. Um, the next part that really stood out is when he says, it means that when someone's foot is hurt by a sharp rock, he also knows that rocks are here so they can hurt our feet. You know, I mean, if you take the rock example and you're walking and you step on a sharp rock or a sharp object, a lot of us will have a negative feeling towards that rock. You know, dumb rock or stupid sharp rock. What are you doing here? And I think doing that just goes back to the reflecting that when we're pissed off or when we're angry, in this case at the rock, because it sort of destroyed some type of self-image that we've created. It's destroyed, I'll say, why did you hurt me, oh stupid rock, or something like that, right? And I think when we say that, we forget that that rock, that sharp rock that cut us, may have been, in fact, in my way of thinking, was waiting maybe all its created life just to do that. It was purposely designed to cut you at that moment of time in your life for whatever reason, to slow you down, to make you appreciate something, to remember something. It's not annoying. It's not negative. It doesn't need to be positive either. Just like who we have to be doesn't mean it's a good thing or a bad thing for other people. It's just what I need to be, what I have to be. And this rock in the same format is sharp and has cut you or will cut you, not because it's a good thing to cut you or a bad thing to cut you or not cut you. It's just what its purpose is. So I know today's offering is a little philosophical, but there's just, I can't help it. There's just so much philosophy, so much thinking in this particular poem by the American Polish poet. So I just wanted to share that with you. The words are still ringing in my ear, to be honest. And it just reminds me of how indebted I am to poetry. One word, one sentence can change your life. And that is the power of poetry. So if you're a poet in any language, please do not underestimate the power of your words, whether it's written now or whether it lasts beyond your life. It can help save souls. So to all the poets out there, thank you. Please keep being who you are. Please keep being poetic, because the world, and especially me, owes you a tremendous amount of gratitude. So for the American Polish poet Czesław Miłosz, I say thank you to everybody from Poland and every single Polish American. This is a brilliant poet that you have, and thank you for helping to produce such a human being that wrote such beautiful words that have inspired a humble human being like myself in the Arab world. That's it from me, guys. God bless you all. I hope you live a life being what you have to be, and I hope you embrace the sharp rocks in life for what they are. All the best.